Good afternoon, America. This is Dr. Churi. Thank you very much for watching this video. This one's going to be kind of very interesting because it's a mixture of predictions and omens. And looking at the title, you may want to be a little bit scared, but at the same time, remember, you don't have to be scared regardless of what I say or anyone says. Fear is an emotion that is human. And the idea is to control the fear. And then we go from there. All right, so let's look at the news right now. If you look at the debate lately, we had this fly that landed on Pence's head. So this is an interesting omen. Remember, in Dr. Churi's world, there are no accidents. Okay, this is an omen from the superconscious in time and space, and of course, you can translate this omen as you like. But I have my way of translating omens. The question is, if you have a fly that lands on you, what is your first reaction? That's the first reaction, correct? Doesn't have to be nasty or negative because I don't want to sound political. Remember, I'm an astrologer. I'm a soul doctor. I deal with the spirit and omens. Or could it be that as we are into my shocking, unusual, weird television, UFO, astrology window? There you go. So I'll let you make up your mind to what the omen is as far as your perception and my explanation is concerned. If you don't like pen, you're going to like, I'm going to squish that ugly fly. And if you love pen, I don't care. Same with Trump. Remember, my work has absolutely nothing to do with politics. I say that 1 trillion times. Yet people are extraordinarily emotional because of their beliefs. And that's okay. I have my beliefs. It's like trying to talk astrology to a religious fanatic. You know, there is no difference between the emotions involving a political choice and a religion. And that's why I know as a fact, you start to delegate with religion or politics, and you're going to create a hell of a lot of enemies out there because the ultimate rule is clear. You can only relate to someone because of your education, your intelligence, your experiences, and most of all, your natal UCI or your unique celestial identity. So if you have a lot of earth sign in you, you're going to be conservative. It's ridiculously simple to assimilate. If you have a lot of air sign, well, you're going to be very different. You're going to be more of a liberal, asking for changes. It's all written in light. But the problem that I have and the huge dilemma that I have with all the people that I think I hate Trump, Pence, or whatever it is that those people are not cosmic conscious. And like the majority of the people walking planet Earth, they are using their 5 limited rational human senses when I use my third eye or my spiritual values. Okay, this is being cleared up, I hope. I don't think so, because I will still have those idiots that are going to harass me for their political or religious beliefs. It's been that way since 1995. In 91 when I first started my career. All right, so if you read my last shocking SOS to the world lately window for the 11th, which is basically tomorrow, you can already see, if you go back, as I suggest, because I'm constantly and endlessly updating my newsletters with the news as they transpire, especially when I give you a window ahead of time, like I did with this one, okay? So let's look at the quatrain and the more than obvious keywords. Okay, so the first news is North Korea unveiled massive new ballistic missile in military parade. Now you're talking about what? You're talking about nukes. You're talking about technology. You're talking about much of the world being shocked, surprised. And I'm no friend of Kim Jong-un. I don't know what the hell he was going to do and then parade his ballistic missile on that military parade. I didn't know. I used the stars, my friend. Simple. Okay, what else do we have? Man need stitches after slicing hand on razor blades attached to a Trump-Pence sign. Is that is not shocking, is that is not ugly, is that is not reptilius infected, I do not know what it is, my friend, to go to an extreme, to hurt someone who has a very specific political beliefs. If you want to use your voice, that's why you have ballots. That's why you have the option. You have been given the option to vote. You don't have to put freaking blades on a sign to hurt that person. Is a nobody. What about people who have names in power? Yeah, like this governor that a bunch of crazy lunatic infected people wanted to hijack, and God knows what they would have done with her. Luckily, she was protected by the FBI. She was protected also by the Draconis, and she was in one of her positive cosmic biorhythm for her to avoid the worst of such a situation. That's where we are, my friend. We are very, very split. And if you have heard my video before, you know why we are split. I gave you the information. But how don't I sound, how can I not sound political when you're talking about the president, which is an example? I talk about George Norrie, I talk about Tom Deinheiser, I talk about John Hogue, David Icke, I talk about everybody. And because the president is a Gemini, Gemini is all about talking, communication, radio, television. Everybody's talking about this president 24/7. That's why. And he increased the rating of all the radio and television and all the newspapers on the planet because he has the dragon's head and he's a Gemini, talking, running around, going crazy, splitting. He's a dual Gemini. I've told you that. And the main reason to why we are also separated from our friends all over the world is because his tail of the dragon in Sagittarius was foreigners, which is a cross for the rest of us, because when you elect a president, you have to suffer his idiosyncrasy and his fate. You have heard me so many times. And all the people who are listening to me right here, right now, who are emotionally directly connected with this president are going to think I'm biased and I don't like Trump. No, has nothing to do with Trump. I'm doing his stars. That's why you can't kill the messengers. That's why a lot of people are afraid to have me on their radio show, or because they are afraid I'm going to be talking about politics and things they don't want me to talk about. Well, they are in charge. They said, no politics on my show. There'll be no politics on your show. No COVID-19 on my show. No politics on your show. But that's not your show. That's my show. And that's where you get the undiluted, vexing, hard, damn truth from Dr. Cherry. And that, for that, you can only appreciate me, not trying to hurt me or my integrity. All right, this being said, President Trump drops F-bomb on the radio show. That is not shocking. I don't know what is shocking. When is the last time you heard a president dropping the F words on radio? I don't know Trump. He didn't call me and say, hey, Louis, I'm going to drop the F words on Rush Limbaugh's show. No, I don't know Trump. I know his stars. I know his fate, connecting with America and the world. That I know. Okay, but I didn't know that. But my quatrain has prepared my VIP on the Cosmic Code or my great supporter on Patreon to be prepared for this crazy timing that we're in right now. Do I make sense? I should. Authorities seize 13 tons of human hair entering the US, and then air where it comes from. That's where it came from. And then I realized when I click on the link, which I knew before, of course, China, which is the first freaking word that I use in my quatrain. Hello, hello, you can't make this stuff up, my friends. It's all written like through the stars. So if you gain cosmic consciousness, what I do, you could do it. But that's just the tip of the iceberg of what you can do if you become cosmic conscious. But you have to be smart. You cannot be an idiot and delegate with my work. You have to be normal or smart, not a moron, period. Texas girl 17 breaks Guinness record for world's longest legs. Talk about an unusual news, part of my keywords. I didn't know this 17-year-old kid was going to show up 5 feet long, 10 feet long legs. I didn't know, but the stars knows. I don't predict anything, my good friend. I just don't. I just translate those cosmic winds because they are going to give you colors of the news and what you expect if you're cosmic conscious. A little bit more than to predict the news or earthquakes if you're cosmic conscious. Well, this we have. Police officer who allegedly beat porcupines to death while on duty have been fired. Well, that is unusual. This is not a cop killing a cop or cop being killed or cop killing an innocent person. That is a cop killing an animal. That's why it does not fit with the plutonic deadly window. It fits that unusual, weird, out of the ordinary type of cosmic winds that we're in right now. I mean, for those cops to kill an innocent animal like that, I don't know what the hell is going on, but you could see that the reptilians are fun with everybody. Well, let's get our baton. We got nothing to do. We want to be nasty. We want to kill today. Why? I don't know. Let's get this baton and kill this porcupine. Luckily for us, someone saw that. Might be another cop. I think it's another cop who just couldn't hold on to the truth. God bless his soul. Those suckers needs a little bit more than being fired, as far as I'm concerned. Anderson Cooper asks for advice after his Gring-worthy dance with Madonna. They talk about shocking surprise. Talk about somebody which is already quite weird here. Very smart, you know. I like the guy, but he's weird. Okay, and he certainly cannot dance. He's a white dude. That's crazy. I mean, you had to watch that video. That is totally an original, okay? And again, part of my cosmic wind. And believe me, I don't know the guy, okay? I don't know Anderson Cooper. He didn't tell me, hey, I'm going to do this with Madonna, which is another weirdo. Last time we saw her, she was in the bathtub loaded with petals or God knows what. That is, and that happened again in one of my crazy window, my good friends. All right, let's see what we have. See mom's emotional reunion with son after years in captivity. The keyword is children. That is a beautiful, beautiful video. Gets your heart going. Hurricane Delta forecast to hit U.S. Gulf Coast with potentially deadly storm urge. Hurricane is already made his impact. I believe and did a hell of a lot of damage. So it was right. Hurricane, part of the keywords, like I predicted on Coast to Coast. Hurricane Henry and another one. I can't remember. But you know what? If I had to start to keep all my prediction, I need Jesus, I don't know. I need a huge book. But it's all on the internet forever. And as always, my good friend, as always, my window always suggests a very high possibility of earthquakes at 6 or above. And there goes the new, okay? Today, we had a 6.0 in Chile. And then a couple of days ago, as the beginning of this window, we had the 6.3 in New Guinea. Okay, but now you're going to say to me, but Dr. Cherry, if you look at the title, are you going to scare us? Are you trying to scare us? I'm not trying to scare you, okay? I'm not trying to scare you. In the newsletter, there is also something related to why hurricanes are so hard to predict. They're not hard to predict for me because I have cosmic consciousness. But, you know, all these educated idiots, and again, when I mention educated idiots, it's not for all the scientists who are being stimulated by the draconics to create a formidable technology like the one we are using right now that allow me to connect with you and pass on my cosmic wisdom. We're talking about those idiots, those educated idiots who do not believe in astrology because they don't know anything about astrology. Okay. And remember, there is nothing to believe in astrology. It's a study. You got to put some time in it. And then they also do not believe in UFOs. And how can they attract UFOs when they deny it? Okay. It's like those guys spitting on my Corvette and throwing cigarette butt on my leather seat when I was in a bar. Okay. How can those guys attract the Corvette when they hate it? Oh, they hate me. Oh, this sucker has got a Corvette. I always wanted to have it, but I can't. Okay. And they believe it. I can't. I won't. Hey, you don't know how to use the superconscious. Maybe instead of throwing your stupid cigarette or spitting on my windshield, okay, why don't you just put your hand on my book, Beyond the Secrets, and learn how you can attract all the goodies that I have. All right. So again, those educated idiots don't have a cosmic consciousness. They are using sophisticated electronic equipment and they cannot see hurricane coming. I see them before the formation in the Pacific or the Gulf of, not the Gulf of Mexico because it's already in action, or the Atlantic Ocean. I've proven it so many times. But you know what? The media, oh, you don't want to have Dr. Cherry out there. Oh, no, we cannot give a voice to Dr. Cherry. He's going to be talking about politics. COVID-19 is going to go against what we believe. That's not good. The truth is the truth. But I will always respect if I'm invited on a radio or a TV show to what those who are, feeding me literally, because I don't bite the hand that feed me. I would follow their suggestion and follow the rules. I ain't going to talk about religion. I ain't going to talk about Trump. I ain't going to talk about politics or anything else if you don't want me to. Okay? That's why I'm still waiting for me being on Coast to Coast, because they are evaluating what we're going to be talking about. That's where we are for now. So the reason why I have this kind of interesting title here, Be Ready for a Devastating Reptilius Dance of Evil Crossing Planet Earth for the next 60 days. Well, it's pretty much like if you read the news a couple of days ago, shocking news, up to 1,500 birds have flown into Philadelphia skyscrapers in a single day. So these people are wondering, all these, again, educated idiots who have no cosmic consciousness, they will tell you their reason, and you can read it all in detail. It's in the newsletter. I'm not going to cover that, okay? I can only be objective when I introduce you to one of my new newsletter. So you have to do your homework, especially if you are visual. If you're audible, you're going to learn when I talk. But if you're visual, what the hell is he talking about? I don't understand. Because you're set by God to learn by reading, not talking, not listening. Hello, this is how it works. Okay, so all these birds, it makes me wonder, there are pigeons. They got a brain like this, tiny little brain, right? And those guys are able to fly back to where, they were thrown. Like they used to use those birds during the war to transport messages when we didn't have the internet. So what I'm trying to say is those birds are much smarter than our extra top scientist, educated idiots out there. Okay. So the reason why those birds flew into those windows is because their GPS, all birds have a natural inborn GPS. Not only birds, mammals too, okay? Whales. When Mercury is retrograde, they're getting a wrong signal, okay? In the whales, for the whales, for example, the signal says, go that way. It's the open ocean, when actually it's the beaches. That's why they beach themselves. And all these educated idiots out there scratching their big head, wondering what the hell's going on with those whales. Or those birds, why? And then you have those guys giving you their explanation. migratory. Some believe it's the sun. Some, God knows what. No. Okay. It's in the head. Okay. We human don't have that luxury to have inborn GPS. Oh, well, there are many of us who are good with direction because they have a fantastic memory. Okay. They're never going to be even close to what a bat does. Now, they say it is the light. Bats don't travel with light through the light. They travel in the dark, or they use sound. Of course, they use sound, but they also have a GPS. So what I'm trying to tell you, and that's where it comes interesting, 3 times a year for about a month, there is a planet called Mercury, okay, to represent the Lord of communication, transportation, every moving part. The ancient carved this guy with wings on his wheel, on his heels, Mercury, okay, in Greek mythology. This planet's gonna go 3 times a year backwards. It always goes this way. But God in the universe says, hey, slow down, slow down. It's like a train. Imagine a train. Slow down, slow down. Okay, now you stop. Put it in reverse. Back up. So why? Because we are so busy. We are going forwards all the time. We have no time for nothing. So by going back means that you can now jump in the train because you missed the train somewhere somehow. So it's fantastic for me to approach you right now during this window because it's sort of about astrology. But Mercury retrograde means you are more susceptible, more sensitive to analyze inwardly. You're able to understand me better when Mercury is retrograde. People who have Mercury retrograde in their chart when they are born, they're not going to be as fast. They're not going to be as, they're going to have a very different type of mental process. Their critical thinking will be very different than yours. Remember, not a single human is made the same. That's where I created the word UCI, or unique celestial identity. And you're related to your family member, mom and dad, brothers, sisters, genetically 150%. You may even look like them, but up here, you're a total stranger to your closest family member. So when this Mercury is retrograde, he brings a fear of the past. He shuts down all your plan. This is why the debate was shut down. It won't happen. This is why they are trying to bring back Trump taxes problems in business. The affairs of the past and the people of the past are coming back. This is why it's been exactly 1 year that I haven't been on Coast to Coast. I'm supposed to go back. People you haven't seen for a long time, as I said, are going to show up again. Now, watch your fridge, your microwave, your telephone, your car, every moving part. Mercury doesn't want to go forward. He's not going to help you to go forward. He wants you to reevaluate. He wants you to reevaluate something you may not have understood, okay? And that creates a hell of a lot of problems, especially with the weather. Now, the bad news about all that, traditionally, it's not supposed to start within a day or two, but in my line of work, using Nostradamus astrology, it's already been in motion for about a week, and it's going to stay much longer than the typical date that modern astrology, which finish and start on your horoscope newspaper, will tell you. Okay, that's why I said at least 60 days ahead of us. It's going to be a total nightmare with the weather, with the transportation. I don't know how many of you recall the chain reaction accident we had in Hekau Pass that killed so many people and destroyed so many cars. But you can already, if you watch the news, I collected those news for you, okay? You can see that there is multiple track crashes that were reported on Louisiana 110 as Hurricane Delta bears down. You're talking about multiple tracks. Whoa, did I get lucky somewhere, somehow to hurt myself and get out of those tracks? Because I could have been right there. And then some people got really hurt. I don't know if some dies, but that's just the beginning, my friend. Be ready, be careful. If you're driving your car and you see that, the indicator saying, I'm going to turn left, be sure this guy is going to turn right. That's why you're going to have lunatic people that are going to go the wrong way, enter the highway the wrong way. This is a recipe for disaster, because the reptilius, who are not like human beings, really, really smart, are cosmic conscious. They're going to do everything in their power to make as much a problem to us as they can. Remember, during Mercury retrograde many years ago, okay, I told you in my last video, okay, when NASA was about to send the shuttle, all day long, all I did is trying to reach them and say, please don't sign this shuttle. You're going to kill 7 innocent people. And I told you the only person I landed on was a little secretary who told me, Dr. Cherry, you know what? I cannot even talk to these people. And even if I could, they probably would laugh at you. The next thing you know, this person must have thought of me when it happened. A few hours later, I never contacted her again, but she must have thought, oh my God, he was right. But you know, this is how it is. This type of cosmic wisdom is not allowed to reach you because it's good for the Illuminati. It's good for the church, where they have a 75-mile secret library where this type of wisdom will survive all the century because of gifted people like me, either through their UCI or through abduction, able to pass on this type of information. What I'm giving you is absolutely priceless. And it gives you so much understanding to how God works through his creation. Remember, God created the stars and the heavens for more than the sake of beauty, my friends. He gave them to us for interpretation so that we may lead a safer, more productive life. And Jesus' ministry is very real, okay? But you don't follow a star on a camel. Unless, I don't know, 2,000 years ago, they were able to, you know, create the camel that could follow a star. A winged camel, supersonic camel. You don't follow a star sitting on a camel, my friend. Those wise men were wise. They were astrologers like Dr. Cherry, and they knew that that person had a very specific UCI that was going to lead to creating a religion. Okay, that was the beauty of the Draconis, because what Jesus wanted to do in this stolen cosmic ministry is to introduce us to our Father in the heaven and how he speaks to us through the 12 signs of the zodiac, through the 12 apostles, the 12 saints, the 12 jury, the 12 of Israel, the 12 notes of music, and the good and bad, all that is astrology, because each star and each sign is both positive and negative. So there is so much in store for you if you just want to be curious. But you know what? As I said, if your UCI is too earthy, too rational, you won't only be a conservative. You don't want to change, okay? And you're afraid of foreigners and God knows what, okay? But if you bypass, because you have a will, okay? If you bypass the earthy element and start to be a little bit more curious, okay? You're gonna go above into the universal structure. Then you're gonna go down. So you're gonna be above, then you're gonna go under. So to see how you understand your chart, your stars, and what God has in store for you. My gosh, there are people out there that are struggling, suffering. They don't know what to do. They get depressed. They are constantly wondering what's next, check by check, no money. Some are sick, some have died. My gosh, this is nasty. And some of these guys out there, some of could be you, they have gifts, sleeping gift in their chart that I can point out. That's what I do. I'm a soul doctor. Okay. You want to follow the example of somebody that you vibrate to. If you have a lot of fear and you're afraid of foreigners, chances are you're going to follow politicians that nurture those fears or those hopes. Okay. Now, if your stars are more advanced, then you're going to be more of a liberal. You're going to see the world in a totally different light. And that is the beauty of being human. But you need a platform where you can discuss your differences. That's called politics, a ballot where you don't kill people, you don't hurt people, you don't put razor blades on the sign to hurt the opposition. You talk, you delegate, or you actually vote. That's what it is. But remember, we have a president, and again, don't kill the messengers, please don't kill me. Remember, Gemini, two people. I say something now, I'm going to say something 5 minutes later. That is Trump. That is him. It's on TV. It's on radio. It's all over. He cannot say one sentence without repeating himself 2 or 3 times. That is the stars at work. Don't blame me for your president being a Gemini. Gemini can also be so chaotic. Okay, 2, 2, 5. Number 5 in the middle of the 4 is Gemini, running around. Whoa. Communication, radio, George Norrie, Art Bell, radio, anything and everything that, well, there's a lot of activity, flying, talking, dancing, singing, George Norrie. And sad enough, you know, people do not realize the extraordinary values that they could gain by rekindling the old science for their own repertoire of wisdom, for their own knowledge. Okay, that's why I can wait. I can wait. I know there'll be opportunity given to me because there are a lot of people that I've been talking lately that seems to move on my direction. They want to open a school or a center, and I can't wait because once I am out there starting to teach again, okay, and I can teach a new generation. Because I only have 15 or 20 years and Dr. Turi will die. But those videos, they're going to be there. They're going to be there forever. And if I can teach before I go a few more times, then I know my mission will be accomplished. So when you look at it, my good friend, what do I have in my heart? Your heart. What do I have in my mind? The drive to bring up, to further your cosmic consciousness, to understand how God speaks to us through the sign, and to rekindle what the Illuminati took away from us, because that is the main reason why everybody is killing and hurting themselves, and when this world is such a big chaos. That's why you have 875 different religions, my friend, and each one of them is going to pull you in a different direction. What astrology unify is the universal religion of the world, is the main icon to the age of Aquarius, which I'm a leader, and bringing that awareness to you. But it takes time. It takes time. And again, by looking at the number of my YouTube channel, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm glad because there is a lot of people out there very smart and very curious that can really benefit from my cosmic wisdom. Idiots, no way. You cannot stop stupidity. You can take the donkey to the water. Doesn't mean he will be able or wanted to drink at the source of all cosmic wisdom. That's why you have those idiots giving me thumb. And then when you look at that thumb, it makes you feel, oh, I don't like this guy. I like Dr. Cherry. This is his turf. What are you doing here? If you don't like him, go into a political side. So your thought now are going to that idiot, and he's totally unconscious of it. And that is what you call karma. Don't do anything bad. You throw a brick above, it's going to come back. Make sure your head is not under. Understand what I'm saying. It's all about being positive. And don't let the negativity get to you. I have to go where the majority of the world is, down this hellish level of stupidity, ignorance, and chaos. Okay, that's why I use those titles. And then from there, all I will do the rest of this work is to bring you up, to put some wind under your wings so you can fly above, close to your creator, and understand is magical, beautiful, marvelous, unbelievable design, and how it affects us up here. Okay. All right. So here, we're not going to quit that tape, that show, without doing the Astro Tarot. Okay. So like always, I don't know which card I'm going to take. So I'm going to pull this one and we're going to see the energy. There you go. The law. Okay, the law. This is the scale. It means there is two sides in life, positive, negative, up and down, black and white. You have the physical laws and you have the spiritual laws. The physical laws, they've been ingrained into your mind the first day you were born. okay? Especially with the codification of thought and religion. These are the laws that we want you to follow. Religion, wherever you are, okay? You're already cursed with a religion geographically. But what I'm trying to say, there is another side of this scale. And again, because you don't see the other side of my hand doesn't mean it doesn't exist. There is another set of laws. Libra, the laws, okay? Understand those laws, respect those laws, use those laws at your advantage. If you want to stop at a red light, good for you. If you don't want to stop at a red light or the stop sign and you want to play Russian roulette with your life, so be it. But that's not very smart, is it? That's why you have to respect the laws of the physical manifesto and the laws of the spiritual manifesto. This is how you translate the Astro Tarot cards. All right, my good friend. Well, again, make sure to read the newsletter. Oh, by the way, I will be still waiting to be on Coast to Coast, okay? I'm going to be on Let's Talk Paranormal with Tracy Austin. My upcoming show will be with my good friend David Young, very smart guy. I can't wait to do the show with him. Make sure to sign up for the Empathic Superpower series. And I have another opportunity from Sedona to join in making a very specific video to help you all using the superconscious. I will let you know in my next video. So for the time being, remember, we are into the shocking, unusual, surprising type of window. And with Mercury retrograde, you want to take the time to realize that you're supposed to go backwards the next few weeks, and that's going to create a lot of confusion, a lot of mess, and with it, a lot of danger. And as we are moving close to this nasty, deadly dragon stallion Scorpio, my 2021 Nostradamus Dragon forecast will be ready probably next week. So again, I will let you know so you can investigate what's ahead of you and be prepared by applying your will. Lastly, don't feed the reptilius regardless of all the shit, excuse my French, we're in, my good friends. Don't fear coronavirus, but at the same time, be smart, okay? Wear your mask, keep your distance, wash your hands, okay? I don't fear coronavirus. I had a long life, crazy life. I get it and I die, well, at least I could say I had a good life. See, and I know there is no death per se. It's just a recycling thing. I just know, okay? There's no end. So at the same time, be smart, okay? Because if you wear a mask, you're actually showing who you are. Those who don't wear a mask, now you can see who they are. They are the people who don't care. Their ego is on the way, or they're following the wrong leadership when it comes to an infectious disease. They don't trust science. God, what reason they have, I don't know. God knows. But don't be part of this idiotic strain, okay? Be respectful. There is a lot of people who are scared out there. And just looking at you with a mask, they'll feel better. And they won't start a war with you. They're not going to start to kill you like this idiot who killed that 80-year-old guy because he asked him to wear a mask and instead he killed him. Reptilius infected. Let's not do that. We're human beings. Let's move on towards the age of Aquarius. Love, understanding, respect, reconnecting with God, cosmic design, and our space brothers. Until then, my good friend, hey, we shall see you again. Be safe. Remember, we are in a shocking window, so be ready for incredible news and go and check the newsletter that you're going to read, because I'm going to add all sorts of things as they happen, including earthquakes or whatever it is. Good luck to all of you. God bless you. Bye-bye.